Oh boy. Sucker for Love demo, let's go. Assuming it boots. And assuming OBS detects it.
Baka baka.
Baka baka.
Dread XP! Positively.
You know, why?
Sucker for love. Date to die for.
There we go.
The 1,000 versus the 1.
I'll quote that.
Eldritch gods, cosmic horrors, things beyond our understanding. To merely gaze upon their form is to abandon all hope. They are sequestered to the stars, appearing only through challenging, failure-prone rituals and unutterable incantations. Their twisted, fanatical followers require no such invitation to commit horrors beyond belief in their stead.
Yeah.
It is then when the boogeyman lurking in the shadows is a mere obscure, imperceptible shade, but a tangible madman.
Uh-huh.
That the vague prognostications of the stars become empty threats before the undeniably material. The simple hatchet in their hands.
Did something scary happen?
Huh?
In the book you're reading, did something scary happen? You're as pale as a sheet.
Oh no, I must have nodded off and had a bad dream. I know this is a super weird question, but can you tell me where I am?
You're in my bookstore, in Sacramento. Are you lost?
Oh no, I think I know where I am now, thanks. I've been getting strange dreams lately. I can't make sense of what they've been about. But when I wake up, my heart is pounding out of my chest, and I'm not where I fell asleep. These dreams started happening at the same time that people began vanishing in my hometown, Sacramento. Even though it's a fairly remote town with a small population, there's been dozens of disappearances in the last year alone. So many that the trains don't stop at the station anymore. Concerned locals claim to have spotted angry woodland spirits at the edge of the woods, animals with too many features watching them. And outsiders can't shake the feeling that they're always being watched by the unblinking purple eyes of the townsfolk. The Sacramento stare is what they call it on the news. They're saying that the stare is how they can tell if you're an outsider at a glance. If you don't have it, they know you're not one of them. Oddly enough, I don't have the Sacramento stare, despite being born here. And even now, after returning home, I've still been spared from it. Besides some light-headedness and a dull, warm, fuzzies feeling, I don't feel any different. The girl that runs this odd bookstore also hasn't been cursed, it seems.
Have you made a selection? Did you find a book to your liking?
Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to loiter. To be honest, I don't have any money with me, but I'll come back first thing tomorrow and buy something.
No, it's fine. I'm glad that you enjoyed reading my books. But it's starting to get dark outside. With all the disappearances lately, you'd better hurry home.
Don't tell me what to do, big-tittied woman. Home, even though my family fled town when the disappearances began, I'm returning to our ancestral home in Sacramento, all because of a note that I found in my apartment this morning. I'll quote it. Your mother is a little shook up from everything that happened, and so I'm taking care of her at Graham Conde's place. Hey, Tater. If you came to visit, it would cheer her up, help her recovery. We've missed you so much, Stardust. Strange thing is, my parents were the first two people to go missing. They were declared dead since they'd been missing more than a year amidst the disappearances. Go on, Tater Totter. This is their handwriting, and my parents are the only ones that call me Stardust. This is them beyond a shadow of a doubt. Whatever is going on here, I can't turn my back. I need to see them again. Speaking of, I'd better get going. Thanks for letting me doze off. I promise I'll come back real soon.
Thank you for stopping in. Take care.
Uh-huh. Right, time to hurry back. I push my way through the door, leaving the warm glow of the bookstore behind me as the sun sets. Hey, Lee. Sacramento, overgrown now by oppressive canopies of foliage. This is just the demo, though. From the smell of animal musk and swampy fields, you'd think this was a barn, not a city street. Every surface here is plastered with posters. Many litter the ground, and every single one is of someone that was never found. It's why they call it Missing Person Lane now. It's where desperate out-of-towners looking for their loved ones leave posters before going missing themselves. It's the only navigable footpath left, and the most direct route to my house. I can't tell if it's the darkness playing tricks on me or what, but I'm losing my way down streets that I should know forwards and back. Wasn't I supposed to make a turn a while ago? Can't make heads or tails of the houses and landmarks I used to as a kid to get around. It's like my whole hometown is replaced by an unfamiliar, yet exact replica. Okay, calm down. If I check the note my parents wrote and compare the address number to the nearest house, I should be able to at least figure out if I'm walking the right way. Yeah? A blank grocery store receipt. When did I put this in my pocket? Where's my parents' letter? $51. I dig through my pockets in a panic. There's no way I dropped it in the bookstore, so where could it have? This receipt, it has the same fold lines and dimensions as the handwritten note I had. Could I have? No, there's no way I could have misread a shopping list as an entire letter from my parents, right? I fumble around with the note, checking the back and flipping it, and turning it in a hopeless attempt to see the message again. But the receipt stays a receipt. Something is very wrong. I turn to run.
Hey, ow! Are you, like, blind or something? Watch where you're going, Clutterama.
Slammed right into somebody coming the other way. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you alright? I should have been more careful. Oh, she's really pretty, but what on earth is this girl doing wandering around Sacramento at night? Somebody quote lead, please.
Don't touch me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to smack into you like that. I know it's not an excuse, but I was just in a rush.
Oh yeah, I know. You gotta go run off and steal my boyfriend, right? Yeah, it's whatever. Totally cool. Save your breath. I already know how this goes.
I don't want your boyfriend. I don't know who he is. Probably a Melvin. Wait, huh? What? Your boyfriend?
Yeah, you heard me. My boyfriend. But my...
No. His name's Melvin. Who the heck is Melvin? Where are all these accusations coming from? I don't know anyone named Melvin.
Huh? Really? You don't know who Buck is? You're not, like, from out of town, are you?
The stare, it's real. I turn my head down and briskly walk past her. She starts walking alongside me.
Hey, look at me.
I can't let her see my eyes. No matter what, she'll notice I don't have the Sacramento stare.
You can tell me. Are you from here or what?
I live here.
Oh yeah? Look at me really quick.
This is bad. Even if I make it home, she'll know where I live. What do I do? Oh, hi. I freeze. Before I know it, I'm already staring straight at her. Ellipsis.
Bucky, hi. Got another one for you at Missing Person Lane.
I break into a mad dash, running my hardest. Everything is a blur. My heart pounding in my ears. Can't dull out the sounds of whistles, shouts, and unidentifiable commotion coming from all sides. Panting and dizzy, I feel my body slowing down. But the image of my face on the next missing persons posters kicked my legs into action once more. But no matter how far I run, the buildings refuse to change, the street refuses to turn, and the sounds of the awakening woods refuse to abate. This is hopeless. This is Sucker for Love, Eckhard. This is A Date to Die For. It's the sequel to Sucker for Love First Date. It's sort of a visual novel dating sim, except for all of the dateable characters are horrible cosmic horror monsters from beyond the stars. This is the demo of the second game. The first game you were able to basically date the equivalent of Cthulhu, Hatsur, and Nyarlathotep. And I don't know who we're going to run into in this one. There's a wide, open clearing in the trees about 1 block ahead. If I can break line of sight from my unseen pursuers, I have a chance of finding some place to hide. As I near the turnoff, my exhaustion makes itself known. If this is a dead end or it's too dark to find my way, I won't have the energy to turn around and start running again. I round the corner. It's my grandma's house, sitting alone in the middle of a clearing in the woods. I thought the way to my house involved multiple turns a ways back, but I don't have time to question things as I'm already halfway up the makeshift dirt path. Grandmama! I have returned home, Grandmama! Well, yeah, in Sucker for Love, basically, we want a smooch, horrible cosmic horror monster, regardless of the fact that it will most likely result in our death or the end of mankind. Our priority is just to get a smooch. I don't believe that's our priority in this game. I skulk up the open lawn, my grandparents' old house, burst through the door, and hold the door shut for what feels like for whatever. No one's banging at the door. For the moment, I'm not being chased. Huff, huff. Hey, what's... I may just be standing at the entrance, but I can already tell something feels off about my home. Like the warm, familiar place I grew up in is long gone. I can't put my finger on it, but... this dread. Why do I feel like I need to sneak around my own home? Is someone here? My parents? Hello? I'm home. No response. Hello? Find your upstairs bedroom. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah? Dash out the door. Flee from the house. If I can escape from Sacramento, I can tell everyone what's been happening. Sprint back through the missing person lane, unable to shake the feeling of unseen pursuer just past the tree line. I realized that was the exit. But no matter how far I run, the buildings refuse to change. Time and time again, I arrive back at my house. It's as if my house was in the middle of a non-Euclidean labyrinth. As I lose sight of it, I happen upon it again. Even when my path certainly puts distance between me and my house, I cannot get free of its strange clutches. I won't be able to escape until these darned woods are banished. I cross the threshold, with rekindled determination. That's the exit. Butterfly stuck in a web. Where's the spider? It's a lot of boots. I only have 9 siblings, but I see at least 20 pairs of shoes here. Oh my god. Family photos, only none of these photos have me in it. The faces of my siblings look unfamiliar. What's with those strange symbols? Again. Oh, this is the entrance, okay. I don't go here. Fuck that. Let's follow the path of blood. Surely nothing will go wrong, right? Fresh dripping meat. I should avoid counting the number of legs. Unusually pungent spices. Pepper, nutmeg, ginger, and cinnamon, to name a couple I see. The air is almost suffocatingly thick with their scent. It's a terrible smell coming from the fridge. I can't bear to open it. Looks like cooking oil, except for it's in a gallon container, and it smells like burnt hair and sulfur. Color is black as soot, too. You love bloody cosmic horror, Kel. A lot of beds here. No. Somebody pooping in here? Somebody showering in here? Oh. What the heck happened to my room? All this occult stuff sitting around. Has someone been living here while I was away? The candles are lit. Whoever did this was here recently, but who and why? Maybe there's some kind of clue in this book. No title or author or anything. It smells like overripe fruit and formaldehyde. In other words, it reeks of death. My hands feel pruny and ice cold touching the cover. Like it's drinking the life from my fingertips. Like the very material of this item is thirsty. Seeding the Blackwoods, instructions on how to corrupt the soil of a forest by using offal of a goat and the beating heart of a human. The beating what? I read and reread the passage, but it's plain as black and white, the beating heart of a human. I reread again and again, my disbelief washing away more and more each time. This isn't a joke. First the stare that only the locals have, then the disappearances, then the supernaturally overgrown woods, and now this book describing sacrificial rituals. The truth dawns on me. Sacramento has been overrun by cultists. People haven't been spirited away by angry forest spirits, they've been abducted, and I'm next. Can't stop trembling. Should I hide? Is there even anywhere to hide? I certainly can't run. These cultists could be anywhere. Hastily flip through the book. Maybe there's something, anything that I can use to escape. Amidst hundreds of pages of indecipherable runes and obscene rituals, one catches my attention. Manifest the All-Mother. According to this, the All-Mother is supposed to be a benign eldritch entity with profane powers of life preservation. Nothing else in the book even looked remotely benign. This book is for real, then this All-Mother is my best shot at getting out of here alive. Summoning a space demon is probably a bad idea, but my odds couldn't get any worse than they already are. They haven't found a single person that went missing. Besides, there's still a chance that this book is fake, right? There's an explanation for all the weirdness happening in Sacramento. Hey, greedy. I'd better hurry and do the ritual and find out. Looks like I already have everything I need to try. Summon her, do the following. Douse any lit candles. Sure, there's an idol of the black goat present somewhere in the room. Plant mister with you. While facing a tree, black woods, chant her name. There's a plant mister. You found the plant mister. At certain times in conversation, this icon will appear, and you can spray the speaker with water by right-clicking. It will interrupt whatever they're doing or saying. This feature is primarily included in consideration of players who just like being hit on by older women, eldritch abominations, but it has other uses too. Oh my god. Plant mister with you. Okay. Looks like an idol of a goat. Only it has too many legs and too many eyes. It weighs a ton, too. How did this get up the stairs?
Insolent human! You dare call upon Roxanne? The All-Mother of the Black...
It worked? The book is for real? How did they get their hands on something like this? The form of the black goat of the woods assails my senses. The birthplace of life and the final resting place of death. The maker and the unmaker, in all her undulating horror. Vile, saline ooze sweeps from the pores of my clenched fists as I'm overcome by an otherworldly nausea beyond reckoning.
I have tolerated mortal stench upon my soil long enough. Today is the end of empty threats. All that you are, all you ever have been, shall now become mere fertilizer for my black woods.
The blood trapped within my distended veins quickens, surging agitatedly beneath the flesh of my cheeks. Wait? Wait, what?
Your lifeblood shall soak the earth, nurturing my young as they spring forth from the wicked soil to feed upon your ever-suffering remains for all of time. At my hands, you will die again and again and again.
Why are you blushing?
girl. Pretty.
Oh my god! I thought I was driving you insane! All that sweating and hyperventilating? You look like you were going to throw up!
Oh, that just happens when I talk to girls sometimes.
What? Foolish mortal! Your impudence has made me very, very... Oh, is it this time? Torture again? Or did you catch your courtmate with someone else and now you want me to pretend to be your mommy to comfort you?
Cultmate? Torture? I think I've been confused for someone else, again.
Out with it. You probably only have a few more moments before your lust breaks your will, so make it quick.
Huh? I feel fine. I mean, she's drop dead gorgeous, and I feel like my heart is beating out of my chest, but I don't feel like my will is breaking or anything.
I am the goddess of fertility, the physical manifestation of perverse desires. And you are standing 2 feet away from me, at the very epicenter of my power influence. And you're telling me you don't feel free.
Cal quote it. Thank you. Thank you, Lee. I mean, I think you're really beautiful.
And that's all? You think I'm just beautiful? Come closer and take a deep breath in.
Why would I want to spray her with water? No. Warm floral scent washes over my senses. I feel lightheaded for a moment before it abates.
Do you hear that? Breathing. It's the most beautiful sound a living thing can make.
She seemed happy there for a moment before her warmness froze over once more.
Well,
How do I say this without hurting your feelings?
you already did. A goddess of lust getting rejected by her own cultist in her own dream. This is torture.
I don't know if this makes it worse or not, but I'm actually not anybody's cultist.
What did you say?
I mean, sorry, I summoned you because my life is in danger, and I thought maybe you'd be able to help me somehow. Suddenly, she lifts my chin and pulls my face close to hers.
Lies. You're not under my influence. You're not one of them. How did you get this book?
What do you mean? Just found it on the floor.
Listen to me. You are in grave, grave danger. The thousand doesn't know you. Real. You've got nowhere to run. You need to escape. Not while I'm still rooted here. Any road you walk through leads straight back here.
Uh-huh.
You need to do the rituals in that book in order, ending with a spell that will uproot me from this location. Once I've been uprooted, you'll be able to run for it and hope for the best. Don't let anything happen to the book. If you lose it before I'm uprooted, you'll have no way out.
Chill is running up my spine. Run for it? No way out? Grave danger? Just what have I gotten myself into?
Am I scaring you? I know it's a lot, but you have no choice if we're ever going to escape from Sacramento.
Wait a minute. Did I just hear something right? Hold on. It sounds like you're trying to escape too.
Things have gotten messy with my cultists. Messy in a bad way, I mean. My followers have turned against me and are abusing me and my woods' power to kill outsiders indiscriminately. This is a nightmare that I'd just like to end. Neither of us can leave without the uprooting ritual being performed.
Uh-huh.
But I should warn you, these incantations and rituals can be terrifying for a non-cultist to perform. Even successfully completing them can have grave consequences. These rituals will test your mettle in ways that...
I'll do it.
Really? You're just okay with what I'm saying?
I am. If there's a way out of this, just tell me how and I'll do it.
Are you sure?
So many people have gone missing in Sacramento. I'm not letting the same happen to either of us. Not today. Ellipsis.
Let's not waste any time. Start with the spawn partner ritual first. You'll need it.
Uh-huh. Light the ritual candles. The color of the flame does not matter, so please choose a color you find comforting. Have your choice of an aromatic herb on your person. Pick a scent you find pleasant. Imagine your ideal partner if it exists. It will appear before you. If it does not exist, it will be created. Do not imagine something you can't put back. Chant this. Right, well, I guess we gotta find an herb, right? So these followers are kind of like jealous ex-boyfriends then? You want nothing to do with them, but they won't let you leave?
Actually, yes, that's precisely right. They're like my exes. And using the same metaphor, if you try to date me, then my exes will hack you to death with farm tools. I guess that last part wasn't a metaphor.
Gulp. Maybe I should get back to the rituals then.
That's probably a good idea.
Okay. Wait, everything I need is already in this room. Alright. Well, then where's an herb? There's a lot of runes. Big mint, rosemary, lavender, like statue. Oh, so. Fuck it, we'll take mint. Yeah, I like blue. What?
Oh my.
Wait, I can explain.
Go ahead.
Ellipsis. Got nothing.
There's no need to be bashful, especially after all that time you spent in court. In view of the circumstances, perhaps I will allow you to be my partner.
Oh shit, we have an in chat. Really? That's okay with you, even though we just met?
Well, it's sudden, and it'll be a long, long time before I could ever trust a human again. But I'm not exactly the god of taking things slow.
Oh shit, we're gonna lose our mind. Let's go.
Besides, I already have 1,000 children. There's no harm in 1,001.
Oh god damn it. Wait, what are we talking about?
Taking me as your partner?
I thought you were just talking about being my girlfriend.
You thought the two definitions of partners that a fertility goddess was referring to the platonic meaning?
There's 3 meanings of partners.
What's the third?
Cowboys!
Were you still joking around while standing so close to me? You should be melting with desire. Being anywhere within a mile of me should amplify your lust 1,000-fold.
Oh, that's an easy one. 1,000 times 0 is 0.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Yep.
So, I take it you haven't had children yet?
Nope.
And you aren't with child
Hey,
now?
cursed. No.
You're going to die here, and there's nothing I can do to help.
What? You're really not gonna help me just because I don't have kids?
It's not that I won't, it's that I can't. I am an entity of untapped cosmic potential, and I want a big family. The biggest family possible. I want every living thing on Earth to be a direct descendant of me or one of my followers. Those that best serve that goal receive a fraction of my power. My most devoted followers are bestowed with gifts like extended lifespans, rapid healing, physical enhancement, and in some cases, immortality. And those followers are the ones looking for you.
Oh no.
You, on the other hand, have closed yourself off to my dark influence, and are mortal and vulnerable. No kids, no powers.
What if I don't want powers or kids?
I drained the life from your body, and then used it to fertilize my wicked soil until something that will give me grandchildren comes crawling out.
Take an involuntary step backwards.
I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. Are you alright?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Let's move on to the next ritual so we can get out of here, okay? Holy moly, that was frickin' scary. He's really taking this hard. I'd better go get stuff for the next ritual. Hey, you're basically a god, right?
An outer god, yes.
These cultists have been bothering you. Couldn't you, I don't know, fight them?
What kind of mother would I be if I harmed my children?
Somebody quote Lee, please.
But in all seriousness, I can't do anything to hurt my followers directly. Because never in my wildest dreams could I hurt a human. But maybe doing no harm isn't the same as doing good.
Oh. Meat from the living thing that died within the Black Woods. Check the meat rack in the dining room. Milk of the black goat. Store-bought 2% apparently fine too. It's in the fridge. Lastly, take the receptacle filled to the brim with liquid life. Blood. They meant blood. Please use blood from now on. Sorry. Chant while facing red fire candles. We went the wrong way. Either way works. I tear a hunk of meat from the hook. This should be what I'm looking for. Smells kind of strange. Is this beef? Pork? Whatever it came from was huge. Should move on before I count the number of legs hanging on the hooks. This is the milk of the black goat. This looks like regular carton of strawberry milk. With a label slapped on it. Guess the cultists would have a hard time getting the real thing from, forgot her name already. Now that the relationship is soured, no pun intended. Should be good enough. So where's the blood? Oh, the blood is in the other room, I guess. Roxanne, there we go. Receptacle filled with the brim with liquid life, but blood, an unsettling amount. This is what the ritual calls for. Chill just ran up my spine. Am I being watched? Everything I need to get out of here fast. Okay, yeah, we got meat, milk, receptacle filled with life, red-facing candles.
Oh, well done. Looks like you did everything perfectly. Impressive.
Oh, I know. Nothing to it. If all the rituals are this easy, we might just get out of here.
Perhaps so. I don't want to lose your life is yours. I'm sorry for losing my composure.
Oh, that? I nearly forgot about that already. I'm a little surprised a literal god would bother apologizing to a human at all.
Give it some thought. And while you may be blasphemously abstinent, you're the only person in the world that can help me. You see, if you step within range of my woods, any desire you have that will lead you closer to me is amplified to such an intense degree that it's unbearable. And most of the time, it's lust. Anyone who is led here seeking carnal or animalistic pleasures develops the Sacramento stare and becomes a cultist.
Oh no, it's a horny cult.
If you are brought into my woods for any other reason, you don't become one of my chosen thousand, and your desire will make you futilely search the woods for what isn't there.
Oh no.
You'll forget to eat and sleep, and you'll search and search until you die of exhaustion and become fertilizer for the woods to grow further. You're the only person to reach me without joining the cult or dropping dead. Thanks in no small part to the fact that you don't have lust to amplify. My only question is, if you're not here for lust, why are you here?
Pull the receipt out of my pocket. Came looking for my parents. This used to be a handwritten letter from them saying they were here, in this house. But once I got here, it turned into a blank receipt, and won't turn back.
The woods have indeed toyed with your emotions to bring you here. That paper was likely never a letter from your parents, but the woods made you believe it was. I'm sorry.
Somebody quote me. Oh, thank you, Cal. You're ahead of it. So they really aren't still alive?
They were likely consumed by my woods no more than 3 days after they disappeared.
Feel like I've been punched in the gut. The dust has long settled on my parents being gone, but the grief never faded.
Eat. It'll give you your strength back. The woods won't let you feel how tired you are.
I don't feel tired at all, but come to think of it, I felt like I was going to collapse when I made it to this house. I don't think I've eaten since I got the letter either. Take a few bites, and the tears abate.
There. It'll be all right, Stardust.
Stardust? How did you know my parents' nickname for me?
Anything that dies within my Blackwoods becomes a part of it. A part of me. Their love for you likely lives on in me.
Yes, that's all the guy wanted. In the first game. We're a different character, it seems. I guess that settles it. My parents really are gone. That's the only way she could know that name. It's outright terrifying. But I feel strangely comforted that part of them is still here somewhere. I hope this isn't an offensive question, but how come this book said you were benign? All those missing people and people that came looking for them, you ate them?
It was never supposed to be like this. I came bearing gifts of safe childbirth for infant and mother, hungerlessness, disease immunity. But instead, my own worshippers tormented me until it broke my heart. Now
Lovely.
my woods are bloodthirsty, and I'm forced to watch innumerable die.
But why? How could somebody do something like that? How could somebody have so much hate in their hearts?
Because it's had an eternity to accumulate.
What was that? Sounded like something breaking downstairs.
Coming. Already? Oh, no.
I forgot, Roxanne is just as scared as I am. I need to be more careful with showing fear for her sake. Could just be the house. The place is old and rotten in some places, so sometimes the house just shifts on its own. Check it out. Sounded like it came from the kitchen. Oh!
Sit tight. Another episode of Sucker for Love, Date to Die For is coming up.
Yay! Well, that's it for the demo. Can't wait for the full version. Anyways, I'm gonna quickly BRB, and then we'll swap to something else. So, see you in a sec.